So in your package you should find some alcohol wipes which will be used to clean your FlightHUD before applying the self-adhesive Velcro mounts. We have the main mount here. This is the mount this is the Velcro which will be attached to the HUD. There's two of these in case you have a problem with one. Installing one, you put it in the wrong place, you can rip it off and install another. The smaller one is for the battery.
The kit includes a newer high-quality pile Velcro, which can be epoxied to the back of your helmet if you prefer not to store the battery in the audible pocket.
Here we have the FlightHUD installed in the stock goggles that come with the FlightHUD, and we will need to remove it to install it into our Cookie helmet. There's a couple different ways we can do that, but the easiest is to take the FlightHUD from the inside and pull it towards the inside. We can do the same on the other side with the battery. And we can put the goggles aside. We won't need these anymore. Now we have our FlightHUD. This comes with a battery side, and the actual FlightHUD is over on this side right here. Now before we can install this in the helmet, we need to apply one of these large Velcro tabs to the back of the FlightHUD, like so. We're going to orient it so that it doesn't overlap the edges, like this, but before we do that we need to clean the surface. There's some alcohol wipes provided. Go ahead and clean the surface, get any oils, dirt off this back surface of your FlightHUD so that the Velcro sticks well. And we've got to wait for that to dry. It won't take very long because this is isopropylene alcohol. It's just about dry now. Now that the FlightHUD is dry, we're going to install the Velcro onto the FlightHUD. We're going to be careful not to get any fingerprints on it. It can be a little tricky to get it off. Apply that centered, apply a bit of pressure, make sure it's on nice and evenly. Excellent. The FlightHUD is ready. Now we'll need to prepare the helmet. To prepare the helmet, we're going to use a tape measure. This is a sewing tape measure. It'll be easier to apply it along the curvature of the helmet. And these measurements are just to kind of give you a rough idea of where to start to install your FlightHUD. Then we'll make adjustments to that as necessary. So along the top we want to go 2 3/4 inches from the back here. That's right about here. And I'm just using a sewing wax marking tool. This can be rubbed off easily later. I'll make it a bit darker than necessary so that you can see that on video. And along the bottom, we're going to need another mark at 2.5 inches. Again, these measurements are just a starting point, and then once you install it and you get your head inside your cookie helmet, you may find that you need to adjust these slightly, and later we'll put some more permanent marks so that you can remove the HUD and install it again without too much trouble. So to install the bracket, we have the bracket right here. The bracket has a soft low pile side, and then on this side we have a slightly higher pile. On the low pile side we also have this hook Velcro. This is going to be on the inside of your helmet, and this is where we're going to attach the FlightHUD. There's a white tab at the bottom of the bracket, and this will help you orient the FlightHUD bracket correctly inside the helmet. Now what we're going to do is install it effectively just on the inside of those 2 marks that we've made. To do that, we simply peel back the chin area here, and we always start by installing the bottom of the cookie FlightHUD bracket. We'll put that inside, and we'll put it as low as we can without overlapping the fabric. Very good, and we'll get the proper angle. That's the angle that we want, and you can put the chin rest back. Now we just need to install the top. We can do that easily by pulling back the forehead portion of the cookie helmet lining. We'll put this into position, looking at our marks, and we'll pull it tight. Keep some tension on it so the bracket will be nice and sturdy, and then we can push the forehead mount back, the forehead lining back. Now the mount is installed, and it's in position based on where our markings are. Next we'll take our FlightHUD and we'll orient it properly. The eyepiece should be towards the bottom. This sticky Velcro should go on the inside where the low pile is. And we'll install it near the top. Again, you can make adjustments to this later, but just up right near the top is where it works well for me. We'll make adjustments to that as necessary afterwards. Now just for trial fitting it, you don't have to install the battery in any particular position. though we'll cover installing the battery now. All we're going to do is we're going to put it in the earpiece over here. To get it into the earpiece, we're just going to pull back the forehead liner and then the liner by your ear, and we'll slide this cable back here and then put the battery inside the pocket, this pocket right here where your the audible would go. You can see it's going to go right in that pocket right here. We'll push it in nice and flush so you can't feel it once it's in the helmet. Make sure that the wire is routed properly. And we'll reposition the lining of the helmet. We've successfully installed the FlightHUD cookie helmet mount. Now all we have to do is test fit it and make minor adjustments. We can move the FlightHUD up and down. We can adjust the eyepiece. We can twist it like so that it's lined up with the eye. You can also make minor adjustments inward and outward. These come available with the FlightHUD. We can move the FlightHUD up and down on the Velcro. We can move the Velcro in and out. We can also rotate the FlightHUD slightly if we find that that's something that we need to get the good angle on the vision of the FlightHUD. Excellent. So we'll try this on. Now that I have the FlightHUD on, we'll tighten the helmet as it'll move slightly on your head once the helmet is installed. Look down at the FlightHUD and make adjustments to the angle so that you can see the screen properly. If you find that that doesn't work, you can move it into a position where it would work and then adjust the FlightHUD along the bracket until it works correctly, just as you have it on your head. Also test fit it with the helmet closed. Looks good, we're ready to go. You can easily access the power button over here.